How to send an email to professor abroad to get acceptance to join PhD in a particular university. Now, the moment we think to join PhD abroad, the first thing that comes into our mind is how to contact them first of all, who will accept us. And our mind is so much confused whom to approach, whether are there any consultants to do this or you need to proceed by yourself. So many thoughts come up in your mind, and the major problem is whether it is possible or not to go abroad and do PhD, and are you worthy or not. So much thinking goes on your mind to join PhD abroad. But what I could say here is when you want to join PhD abroad, could it be in Australia, Germany, Canada, or Cyprus, USA, UK, or any country, if you want to go abroad to do PhD, the first step that anyone can do or perform is writing an email to a professor within that university. So you need to catch a professor from that particular university and drop an email. That is the first step that you have to do. Now, while doing this step, what happens? A lot of impatience and uncomfortable atmosphere is created. The reason is it is not easy for any professor to read your email and just respond all of a sudden. Nobody does this. And here is where many PhD aspirants drop because he has not responded to your email. So the ego comes out. Why, if he is not responding, I should email to them? So this must not be our thinking or your thinking as a PhD aspirant. I tell you to email your professor from that university as many times as you can till you get a negative reply. That's very, very important. Remember, nowadays everybody reads emails casually. Even they only read the title of the message and they, okay, we will respond later, we will see, we don't have time, and they forget in the busy schedule. And sometimes they are not interested. So this happens with every human being who is settled very well in life because he is a professor. He doesn't need anything to email you unless he is too good to email you. So that is why when you are emailing to the professor, the first thing you have to do is have patience to get a reply. Wait. Now, how many days you must wait? How many emails you have to send? And what is the interval duration of sending email to that professor? Now, first of all, to whom you have to email is what I'm going to start with. Just approach randomly anybody in the university or just email to the administration department or admission department. They will be giving you one email contact of a professor who is related to your subject. Once you get done this process initially, so then you can start afresh sending email. Now, many do this mistake while sending the first email. I know if you search internet, this is what you are going to find. Oh, you plan your proposal, you send all the research papers, you send your resume or your resume, or you send everything, all the documents to him. Yet once you put all the load on him, that is a difficult thing. Don't just take that decision in 2020, because my personal experience says Never drop a bulky email, heavy email in the beginning itself. Wait. Just drop a few very simple sentences, some 3 to 4 sentences email. And in the first sentence, you include, I would like to join PhD under you in that particular subject or particular research topic. This is what your first sentence must be. Remove all unnecessary stuff in the beginning, because many professors, they don't read email, they read the subject. Because when they open inbox, first of all they have to go and open that inbox mail, no? So there they must see what is the email is about. But if you go on writing there some other stuff, he never opens even. Oh, it is a random email sometimes. He is not interested. So the first sentence must be clear and direct, so that he reads within the subject itself in the inbox when he gets an email. So now you have to frame a powerful first sentence while dropping an email to the professor of the university abroad, expressing your interest to join PhD under his guidance or her guidance. Don't send any research proposals, your published papers, or your resume, or whatever, all unnecessary transcripts and stuff. Load. He is not interested, because nobody has time nowadays to open your email and check all those stuff. First, at least get some positive vibes from the professor, then you can start doing it. Now, uh, as a first step, you have to send a short email. That is very, very important. First step is finding out the email contact. Second step, let us keep this, writing a short email without any bulky or heavy things. And now what you have to do, you send an email, you don't get any response, any response, that is 100% I can guarantee, unless in some lucky things you can get. Usually Americans, they do reply. Okay, so anyhow, we'll see. If you don't get reply, what is the interval of emailing again? Don't email every day. Okay, this is an irritation again. Email once in 3 days compulsorily. If you don't get a reply once in 3 days, you have to compulsorily email till you get response, or till you get rejection, whatever may be. I can say you can email up to 3 months, go on 2 to 3 months. Do this process once in 3 days or once in a week if you are going to 3 months time. Now what happens this way, this professor understands your determination. Every time he sees inbox your mail is there, first time he is lazy enough to open, second time he is not interested enough to open, third time he has many people around him, he is not he thinks he is not vacant to take you into PhD. Fourth time he sees, slowly you are brainwashing, slowly he is changing. So consciously and unconsciously he thinks of you, your determination, your passion. So every email you send to him for not getting reply, it instills a kind of push to his mind. This is a psychological trigger, no doubt. So think in these terms. A human being is very psychological. You approach him many times, he feels any criminal or anybody in this world, any strong-headed, any cold cold person, he can react if you approach him many times requesting for something, because this is a human nature, irrespective of a good person or bad person, it doesn't matter. So that is why I don't give up, be patient. These two things must run in your mind. Go email and email to that professor again and again and again and again, and at the end you will see a magic reply in 1 month time, 2 month time, or 3 month time maximum. Even after 3 months, if it's not responding, you can leave it. Probably you must also be sure whether usually if someone doesn't receive email or email is incorrect, you will get back a failure email from Gmail or Yahoo. So you will understand whether that email is really going to him. Sometimes it may land in spam folder. So many things may happen. So after some time you can also contact work phone, all these things. So but don't give up until you get negative reply or positive reply. One must take place. Okay, so once professor responds to your email, then he may ask you, tell me something more about yourself. Then this is the time you have to send your all credentials, like your academic transcripts. And here I will give you one tip to get accepted so very easily. The moment he replies positively, your second email must be this way. Second stage of email, it's not second email. It must be, first you check all the published papers of that professor online through Google Scholar or ResearchGate or any other portal. See how many papers he published and what are all the topics, and you try to appreciate in your second stage of email, I have read these many papers of yours, and take the topic what he is interested mostly. And if you have something related to the topic of some other thing to research, just to give up, closely take what he researched mostly. This is the secret. If your research interest is very close to the professor, then you will get accepted very easily. So that is why read all the research papers of that particular professor abroad, who is in that university abroad. And your second stage of email must be like this: I have read all your research papers. Your research is very close to my research interest, so I want to proceed in such and such topic, like that. So he is impressed because you read all his research papers, and it is a proof of your passion and interest. Nobody after writing this type of email could reject you. So this is the second stage of email. But while writing email, one thing you must remember: always make sure to know the full name of the professor, and you mention while writing to and his full name, and professor of dash, department of, and university. Write that ready-made in the beginning, because that's a formal thing. Don't write just email hello and put your stuff. Okay, so always mention his name and his designation. That makes him feel proud about his designation and his identity of knowing his name abroad in the country which you are. So that is how you must go ahead. And the third stage, there will be some Skype interviews or phone interviews. If that professor is accepting you, okay, I'm interested to take you, that's all done. 50% done. 50%, I can say, in my, if you ask me, 90% done. All other 10% is like Skype interview, phone interview, and getting visa, or if you don't have passport and visa, and offer letter and paying fees, and all things will happen automatically, as long as you have the support of the professor abroad in that university. So you have to catch a professor to do abroad and email in this way. For more information updates, so you can visit phdstudytips.com, and I'm here to update with many things coming up. Thank you so much. Good luck to you to study abroad, and may your PhD dreams come true.